Hiya folks, welcome back. So, it's Tuesday the 19th of April already. I can't believe where the year is going. Absolute time is just flying by. I haven't really done much videoing lately, as you've probably noticed. But as I thought I'm doing something slightly different, I would do a bit of videoing. We're up at Farm 2 right now. Let me just shut the revs down on this machine. We're up at Farm 2. I've got some Roundup in the sprayer. I'm gonna kill off these pollen and nectar strips. They're like environmental strips. And we're gonna spray them off, plough them up, and replant them because they've been in for 5 years now, I think, about 5 years, and they're just full of docks and all sorts of rubbish. So yeah, we'll put a new mix in. I've got the sprayer shut down to 12 meters. So yeah, now we're only spraying at 12 meters instead of the normal 24. There is a little bit of breeze out, but nothing bad. Luckily it's blowing that way, away from the crop. This is the spring oats, and yeah, they're looking really well. I think, yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had half an inch of rain, which was good. So yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. The new drill's done a good job. I was just going to dig down and see if there's actually any moisture underneath. Yeah, no, it's definitely moist under there. They're looking really good. I'll show you the ones up at Farm 3 as well, because that's different soil. These were the first ones to be drilled. Yeah, chuffed to bits with that. I could do with a hedge trimmer along here really, but we're not allowed to cut hedges this time of year, so we'll have to make do. It's just about 12 meters wide, and I'm going to leave this spray on for a week, or best part of a week, and then I'll come up here with a topper, give it a nice flailing off, and then we can get the plough out. It makes me appreciate having a 24 meter boom when you have to spray at 12. I just sprayed off this little sort of 1 hectare block here that we're going to reseed, and yeah, I felt like I was getting nowhere fast, even at 12 meters. I did notice the other day that Bateman's announced that they now do a 42 meter, which is mental. Right, so it's Monday 25th of April now, and I'm out putting a bit of liquid in on the spring wheat. The spring wheat's looking good, just desperate for some rain. They forecast heavy showers for this afternoon, so that's why we thought we'd get out and put some on. And yeah, we're just getting a few spots on the windscreen now, but I'm not sure if it's going to come to much. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, the wheat actually looks better in real life than it does on this camera. I'm videoing on my phone, so I haven't got my normal camera with me. Yeah, 28th of April. I think it's been 9 days now since I sprayed these stewardship strips off with Roundup. And yeah, the Roundup's just starting to get into the docks and the stinging nettles. There is some regrowth of the wildflowers, but there's also a lot of mess in it. So yeah, we're going to plough it. I'm topping it now with a flower mower, and yeah, Nick's job is to plough it all in, and we should have a nice clean, yeah, look behind that, the topper's doing a good job. I have got the weight on the back because I thought it gives me a much smoother ride if I have a bit of weight on the back axle. So yeah, gives us a nice flat bit of clean ground to put the plough in. There's only one downfall to having this topper on the front of the tractor, and that is the dust. When it's dry, all the dust just gets sucked straight into the radiator on the tractor, and it does block it sometimes. You just got to keep it clean. But as you can see, there's no birds or bees out here at the moment, so hopefully in a few months' time, when it's all growing nicely, there will be. Right, Monday morning. It's yeah, 2nd of May. Doesn't really feel like May. It's a bit chilly and a bit damp. We've had a little bit of rain in the night, but nothing much. But it's still nice to see. What I'm doing is I'm going to hook this plough on, and we got a little bit of ploughing to go and do today. I'll drop the arms down. I haven't used it since 2018. It's been sat here since then, so we're going to get it out and give it a little wash. tractor windows need a wash as well. And wash and a grease up, and then we'll yeah, we'll go and do a bit. Right, let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure if I push on the blue button, it should, there we go, look, lift the back of the plough up. We're already lifted up on the link arms. Hopefully we're not going to have any oil leaks, and we'll go and give it a quick little wash. Right, it's now 2 o'clock, Monday afternoon. I've actually been out with the agronomist this morning, walking some crops, just having a look. There's not a massive amount to report, to be honest. But yeah, I'm glad to be sat on my backside right now because I've done a lot of walking this morning. Eric, yeah, Eric's glad to be in the tractor as well. He got soaked because the crops are quite wet. My legs got wet. Some of the crops are just a bit taller than my wellies now, so I was getting wet trousers. I need to get some new leggings. But yeah, the winter crops are looking really well. Really pleased with them. I'm quite disappointed in the amount of black grass that we've got in the spring oats. That's quite frustrating. But so 2018 was the last time I used this plough. I just looked on my phone, and yeah, you can see it's gone. The mold boards have gone a little bit rusty. I did put some oil on them, but that kind of, I wasn't planning on it sitting still for so long. We kind of just stopped ploughing. Yeah, gone a little bit rusty, but no doubt they will shine up pretty quickly, and we can get it working. We've not got to do whole fields or anything, just little stewardship strips, sort of 6 or 12 metre strips on the edges of the fields. Right, let's see what's going to happen then, shall we? Got to remember what buttons to press now. That one. Just going to slowly go up. Might want to speed that up a little bit. At the back. I'll press this one. There we go. It is variable width hydraulically, so we can press this button. What's that? 14. Looks like all the numbers are rubbed off the gauge. We will see how far it goes out. So there, look. Bring it in about halfway, and we'll see what that looks like. I can't see the numbers on the gauge. We've got that moves on the headstock. Be kind in the comments, won't you? Because this is not going to be a professional bit of ploughing. Right, let's see what happens. We'll put the forward drive in. I think the ground's going to be quite hard. Right, we drop the front in. That's on the joystick there. I don't know. And then we'll drop the back in. Oh, I might pull forward a bit before I drop the back in, otherwise I'm going to tear up the track. That's it, now we'll drop the back in. Let's see what happens. Well, it's gone in the ground. We'll lift the front up a little bit. I think the front's in too deep. Well, we're ploughing. We'll get and turn around at the other end, and then we'll make some adjustments maybe. He definitely knows it's on the back of there. The ground's pretty hard. Maybe I've got it set a bit deep on the back. The first thing I've noticed is that the link arms are all over one side. Now I thought that normally when I use this plough I have the link arms in float, but it doesn't look right to me, so what I'm going to do is rear hitch, stabilisation. I'm going to do this whilst moving so that it doesn't bend or put pressure on anything. I'm going to adjust that so it goes down, and you'll see what happens. That brings it along. Now that's pressurised the link arms, so that looks better. But like I said, I thought that normally when I'm ploughing with this plough I have the link arms in float. Right, we'll get turned around. I'm at the end of the field now. It's not the easiest thing to turn around this plough, it's a bit big and clumsy. Are we recording? Yeah. We'll get turned around. It's still soggy, ain't you? He ain't dried out yet. The crop was soaking when he was running through it this morning. So, because I've been pulling up these little bits of clay, I wonder if the plough's going in too deep. Yeah, there's like nearly going in 30 centimetres. Probably about 25 centimetres, I think. I should think that's a little bit deep. Hence we're catching these bits of clay. We don't really want the clay. We've got a root there, look. It's been a long time since these fields since this ground's been ploughed. Right, how do we adjust the depth? I think we take that off of there. In here, look. Do we have to? See if this spanner. I'm trying to remember how to do it. Does that spanner turn that? I think. But it will need to be in float, won't it? It won't be able to turn it when it's got all the weight on it. Does that move? No, it hasn't got any weight on it, is it? Because it's up in the air. I don't know if that's just spinning around or it's actually threaded. Here, it seems to be moving. No wonder it was hard to pull. It was getting in as deep as it will go. Right, we'll give it a try and see what happens. Better not leave the spanner there. Well, that's a bit better. We're not getting the bits of clay coming up. It's not matching up very well, but that's probably because it was in deeper going that way than it is coming this way. So hopefully next time along that will match up a lot better. I can tidy that up with the power harrow. Or maybe if I drop the front in a little bit, it might fill that gap. But at least it's burying all the trash anyway. Alright?
Hello, mate.
How's it going?
You?
I'll get out and check the depth. Yeah, I've only just started. Oh. I've just shallowed it up because it was going in too deep. When going that way, it was going too deep. It's only shallowed it up a couple of centimetres, to be honest, but yeah, that's it. I'll have to get over it with a power harrow and break it all down before it dries out too much. I'm going to put my camera on charge. Right, so we've done the first one anyway. That's the first one done. Let me tip this plough upright. We're going to move on to the next one now. Let's shine the plough up. Stephen's here as well. He's going to do a bit of videoing with the camcorder, so hopefully you'll get to see a nice bit of footage, nice bit of outside footage, courtesy of Stephen. Right, I've got going in the big bit now. Well, I say big, it's probably about 1 hectare, if that. But what I'm doing is because this plough's too clumsy to turn around. You need a big headland to turn around at the end with this plough. So I'm just ploughing it all one way. What I might do is when I get halfway across is turn around and start going the other way, so that it gives even wear on the plough then. But so I forgot to mention that where we're ploughing now, we'd normally be putting maize in here for the shoot for the pheasants, but they're not having the shoot this season because they can't get any pheasants. Something due to bird flu. It's really hard to get pheasants and partridges this year, so they're not having the shoot this winter. So we will use them to put the pollen and nectar mixes in and wild bird feed. So at least the birds, any wild pheasants, will still have some feed over the winter if they're still around. I'm just finishing up with this block now. I'll show you. I've made it go brown. There's a surprising amount of moisture there actually. I was quite surprised how wet it's come up in places. It's not very nice soil, it's very stiff ground down here. Hence we've never really put it into crop. But yeah, I'll run over it a couple of times with the power harrow and that should knock it down. We'll let it dry off a bit first though. I'm just tidying up the ins and outs, just going twice around the outside. I did get some close-up shots. I put the camera on the plough, so I'll be able to show you that next, and then when I get onto some better soil, I'll do it again, and then you'll be able to see the difference between this horrible stiff soil and then the nice lighter soil. It's surprising now, I'm just next door now, and it's surprising how different the soil is. Literally just this side of the ditch. It's ploughing over quite nicely here. Well, it's just nicer soil, and we're going into grass stubble rather than maize stubble. But she really does know it's on the back, that's for sure. I don't think we'd pull it with the 6150R, not when the ground's so hard. neck must be so used to looking left all the time, hedge trimming. It's not really liking looking right, it's getting right neck ache on. But yeah, I've got a hedge trimmer's neck, not a ploughman's neck. Pond's gone a bit stale. It's Tuesday morning now, just come up the farm too. And we're gonna got a little bit of ploughing to do here. Yeah, so we're at farm 2 now. This is some pretty hard ground. I was wondering if it was going to be too dry and hard to get the plough in the ground, but it seems to be going. I've got 5 strips here to plough, so I shall get done here this morning, Tuesday morning. They are forecasting rain showers this afternoon, so if it does start to rain, I'm going to go and start putting the last dose of liquid N on the wheat, because that needs to be done in sort of damp conditions really. Otherwise it will scorch the leaf. Yeah, they're forecasting showers for Tuesday, Wednesday, so that'll be good if we do get that. We're desperate for rain. It looks like the long range forecast is still dry, so dry and warm, so I wouldn't be surprised. Give it another 2 weeks and we'll be mowing haylage, I expect. I need to fix the mower first though. I've got to put a new bottom pan on the mower, front mower bed. So yeah, I've got that job to do before we can go mowing. We're struggling a bit here. I think we've got 33% wheel slip right now. This is like solid clay, hence we don't normally put it into crop. This is the same there, look, in the top of the oats, that's the same clay there. It's not growing very well. It's certainly blowing the cobwebs out of the engine on this tractor anyway, making it work for its diesel. This bit's a bit nicer. There's a bit lighter soil here, a bit more chalk in it. I'll put the camera on the frame so you can get a close-up shot of the soil turning over. But I've only come from that field there. That next one over is where all that clay was. The tyres are taking a bit of a beating. The sidewalls, they're maybe a little bit wide. But I'll stick you on the frame. Alright, so it's just coming up to midday on Tuesday now. I'm finished with my ploughing. I'm going to go back to the yard, find something to put on the moldboard, some oil or something, stop them going rusty, and then start getting the power harrow ready to work down the seed beds. But then if it does rain, I will jump on the Bateman and put some fertiliser on. There's a random bulldozer there, look. There's a cat out in the field. There's a subsoil in front of it. It looks like they've been ploughing up a lot of their grass. Oh, there's a car coming. I see smoke. I think we may have a bearing issue. Wow, it stinks. Yeah, bearing's gone. Luckily I'm done. I'm surprised we managed to get that far without something breaking. I thought at least a hydraulic pipe or something would go. Hey boy. Right, plough is detached. I'll do the wheel bearing. I'll take the wheel bearing apart and get some new bearings on a rainy day. Oh, someone's ringing me. And yeah, I found some old cans of chain oil, chain lube in the back of the workshop, so I sprayed that all over them. We'll see how that long lasts. Alright, and now we're going to put this drill on, power harrow and drill, and then I'm going to take the drill off. Bloody hell, I've got to adjust my link arms. My link arms are too wide, and I've got to change the stub shaft on the PTO as well. Right, so we've got to change the shaft on here, because right now it's on 6 spline, and we need it to be on 21 spline. I don't know why they don't just run everything on 21, it would be much easier. I think I might just give that shaft a bit of a wipe before I stick it back in. Don't worry, I'm not going to start making jokes about, you know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you? About making sure the shaft is clean before you stick it in the hole. Because I'm way too mature for that. Fiddly little buggers, but that's it. He's in there. The part where I need free hands. Right, we should be able to, oh, there we go, lower it down, like that. Drive forward. And we are detached. I'll just jump out and put a bit of grease in the roller. Oh, it looks tiny now. Put a bit of grease in the roller and then we'll go and see what it does. Well, it's a bit of a slow job, but it's doing a nice job, so that's the main thing. There's not really much you can say about power harrowing, is there? It's sort of breaking up the ground and levelling it off, tidying up the ploughing, I guess. I'm using the GPS to record how much area I'm going to have to drill, so then it gives me, yeah, it's quite useful when it comes to calibrating the seed. Got some bare patches down here on this headland of the barley, look. It's just where it was really wet in the winter and it died, but the most of the field is really good. Right, I'm just on the last bits to be power harrowed now. Power harrow is showing how rough the ploughing is, to be honest. It's pretty rough out there, but the power harrow is doing a nice job. I was just looking at the rain radar to see if we're actually going to get any rain this afternoon, any showers. There's quite a lot about, but at the moment it's missing us, unfortunately. I managed to get the iTech set up, which is basically a headland management system. So if I press B up, it will lift up the power harrow. It shuts the revs down and switches off the PTO all at the same time, because the PTO shaft is not like turning around when the power harrow is picked up in the air, because it just makes a horrible rattling noise. It puts it at a too wide an angle. So we'll turn around, and yeah, just got that little bit left to do. And then when we come back into the work, we just press B down, press auto steer, because I am using the auto steer for this little bit. As it's only a 3 metre power harrow, I don't want to waste any time missing any little bits or overlapping. Those big lumps are getting chewed up and rolled, and it's nice and flat at the back. It's still a bit lumpy. We're not going to drill these stewardship strips until we're forecast some definite rain, because there's no point putting seed in the ground if we're going into a bit of a drought. I've just finished and we have done basically 5 hectares, and we've used 173 litres. It's quite hard work, I think, power harrowing. You can see why not many people use them anymore.